The thing I'm planned for this workshop is like, again, don't expect like a high-end finished product. It's like, I want to show you guys like how quickly can we create something in a shorter amount of time, and how to like focus more on the designs. And it's like, what are the advantages? Like, let's say, especially when we're creating these kind of stuff, it's like, it's very easy. And complex organic structures, these kind of ruins, rocks and stuff, it's way more intuitive in VR. So yeah, I'll show a few possibilities of like, let's say, how to create like these kind of like a modular sets, which we can come on like a kit bash in Blender. But I'm not going to show like Blender pipeline right now. Which I'm going to show you guys like how we can think about like modularity basically, or coming up with like a variations in designs. Like you create one kit, then you can basically kit bash your own designs. And so yeah, I think it's better to show in inside the program. So let me connect. Yeah. So you guys can see my controllers, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay, cool. So basically, if I want to give a little bit intro about the tool, is basically you have like this 360 space, where you can just like literally draw anywhere. And one more thing, before that, let me bring you guys inside my VR workspace. So I can bring my Discord, Zoom, everything into the VR workspace. So yeah, so let's see. So yeah, so left hand joystick and right hand joystick is where the right hand joystick is where I'm gonna like draw. It's very simple. So you just need to hold that trigger and you just like draw. And that much intuitive is this. Is like you can just like pick your model by holding the left hand joystick, the trigger, where you can just, it's basically feels like sculpting. Like you take a clay and like you can just like start carving and like erase. And it's basically this. If I use like, if you see the joystick over there, where I can just increase the brush size. Basically, if the red is the color which denotes, I can erase. And if I press this gear icon double time, it can change to sculpting. So it's draw and erase basically. That's the function. You don't require any more things. So, and also when it comes to the tools, so all the tools will be on my left-hand joystick. Again, it depends on the artist. If you're like left-hander, it will be vice versa. And since I'm right-handed, so like all the tools will be on the left-hand joystick. So I just need to press the joystick over there, and then these are the only tools we have to create assets. So one is clay, one is move tool, swirl, flatten, cut, inflate, smooth, and paint. Paint is something like poly painting in ZBrush, basically. And majority of the times, I just use only this clay tool and move tool, nothing else. We don't require anything else apart from these tools. And we have layers. So let's say if I click this new layer, sorry. And this is my, and if you know, if you guys use Blender, it's similar to this Blender outliner. So, and these are the sculpt layers. So right now I created 3 layers. If I don't want that, like let's say, if I select layer 3 and I can delete it, layer 2 and I can delete it. And the way this program works is you need to keep your mesh very much optimized, since this is like voxel based program. And I can't like sculpt to a larger density. So I just need to optimize my model. Like let's say if I select the model, like I can either increase the resolution or decrease the resolution. I have this function. So whenever I detail the model, I can just see how much density is, because the more denser it goes, your program might hang. So you just need to be in optimized level. And so the way I try to treat this program is like, if I'm being like very much like a design doodling, I'll be like very loose. I don't go into detail at all. So my mesh stays very low. And if in case, if I need to detail, then I think like, okay, do I going to use this asset very close to the scene, or it's going to be like a far away. So based on those choices, I can make those decisions. And yeah, I think these are the layers, and you can like select the light. You have this kind of a lighting where you can just pull, basically set dress your scene. And I don't want to go too deep into this basic UI, user interface kind of stuff, which you can just go to. They also have this training, let's say this tutorial sections. If I press this menu icon, and I can just go to this tutorial. So they have all the basic user interface kind of stuff. So right now I'm going to use these tools and these functions. Let's say I'm going to use this mirror function where we can just start sculpting in. And I also I might use this angle snap, but yeah, we're going to stay within this only two tools, like our clay and move tool. So for move tool is basically, you can just select your mesh and basically move it. And it's very, very organic. So you don't need to worry about your geometry. Again, you just need to think in terms of using for concept art purpose, not for like an environment 3D artist, right? I don't worry about like these kind of artifacts when I zoom in, right? So it's very, very sketchy. So it's drawing in 3D space. That's the main goal. And another thing is like in VR, it's very, very the real world scale, right? If I need to model something, I can just go there. Let's say if this is like a seat, I can basically sit in and see how much do I need to I can start designing based on like the real world scale, human scale. Let's say if this is like a steering, I can just basically hold this and see and feel. And again, since you guys are watching it in 2D screen, you can't like feel it basically. And that's the advantage. It's like you can just basically literally design everything.
Can you also feel the volume of this steering?
No, it's right? No, you don't feel that, but you can see like how big is this thing, right? It's like, oh yeah, I just need to hold this one.
Yes.
And I can just basically compare. And because that's the thing is missing in 3D programs, we can't feel it. And the real world scale. And in VR, you can just go very real world scale or focus on like the entire designs. So yeah, so now let's disable this mirror function. And let's say if I want to increase my brush size, I can do that. And if I want to erase it, I just need to press this gear icon, basically carve it. And I can go like press this 2 yellow trigger using my middle finger, basically to zoom in and zoom out. And I can go in, literally go very, very close and start detailing if I want. But I try to keep that like at the very end. Once all my designs is like, okay, then I can just go step by step. So first is big shapes, then medium shapes, then small shapes. The same way I try to treat it in like a VR workspace too.
So I need to know, Satish, like we can't do any image composition or anything like a reference image in this. We have to do it everything manually.
Sorry, for reference images, right? Yeah, we can do that. Like I'll try to come to that point. Okay. Let's say, let me erase this.
And how we have to figure it out, what is the size for a particular component or any element which we are placing, because
you can just basically think, let's say I want to design a door or a pillar. You can just basically like, let's compare, this is like a human scale. Like let me draw like a stick figure, right? Or something like for a human scale, right? Then I can just place this guy next to the prop and to see how big is that thing. Or you can also bring a 3D mannequin inside this program and have that for like a scale reference. Right. And for bringing in images, it's also really easy. So what you need to do is like in left-hand joystick, if I press this, the joystick controller where I can just add image. Okay. So now this takes to me to the my PC local folder. where I
Okay.
can just save those images. And now let's say, where is the, so this is the your workshop demo, and this is the reference. So these are the reference I have. And let me load one by one. Let's say this is the one we're going to do. This is one. So let's load these 3 images. So that comes into my workspace. Now I can select these individual images and literally go very much to my scene, and I can make it smaller, bigger, and I'm literally holding it in my hand, and I can just arrange them.
You're using this Oculus 2 only? This
Yeah,
2
Oculus Quest 2.
Okay, so this is because I use that Oculus, but I haven't seen this kind of a control, because there are 2 joysticks which they used to give for playing things and all.
Yeah, that is like actually Hive, or like not Hive, this one.
For developer kit?
Sorry?
Is it a developer kit or something?
No. It's the same thing. It's but a different company. Again, like Quest 2 is like the latest one, which is we can go wireless to. So, but in order to use this program, you just need to connect a cable to the PC. So that is like, since this program is Adobe Medium is heavy, we can't go wireless. Sometimes it's get laggy if you're going, because they are still in beta stage to go wireless for this program. So yeah, now we are using only this round brush, right? So it's kind of like a spear brush. What if I want to change my brushes? I can click that gear icon. If I click that, so this comes into like a separate dialog box where you can change the brushes basically. So I can just go box. Now I can just sculpt box shapes.